let's do a weekly reading update. I feel like it's been a bit of a mixed week. I haven't finished any books, but there are quite a few that I'm currently flicking in between. I also feel like I'm potentially in a little bit of a reading slump. I can't quite tell if it's me or the books, and I suspect it's probably a mixture of the two. So let's get into it. The first book I've been reading this week is Heavenly Bodies by Amani Eriyu, and I'm about 30% of the way through this. This is one of those books that got a ton of hype here on Book Talk, and I've been getting more into romantasy this year, so I thought it'd be the perfect book to pick up. But so far, this really isn't living up to the hype for me. I feel like the world building is very lacking, everything feels very surface level, and by 30% of the way through, I do feel like there should be more depth to it, especially as we are getting into the plot. I have considered DNFing this one, however there are moments where its potential shines through, so I'm not quite ready to give up on it yet. So we'll have to see if I've DNF'd it by next week's update. The next book I've been reading is The Floating World by Axio, and I'm about 25% of the way into this. This was one of my most anticipated releases of the year. I was so excited to read it. I did pre-order it as I love The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio, and this is where I definitely feel like I'm in a bit of a slump because I am reading this so slowly, despite the fact that I'm really enjoying it. I love Axio's writing. She's such a good storyteller and she's so good at world building. And this is what really highlights the stark contrast of how little world building there is in Heavenly Bodies. So far, this is definitely living up to my expectations, and I can't wait to see where the story goes next. Also, this has one of the most beautiful covers I think I've ever seen. I've also been continuing my audiobook this week, Outrage by Ellen Jones, Why the Fight for LGBTQ+ Equality is Not Yet Won and What You Can Do About It. I'm now 65% of the way through, and I can already tell that this is going to be a book that I will highly recommend. It's so informative, and everything is so clearly explained. I also really like that each chapter has action points, so you can actually see how you can help the situation. I read audiobooks really slowly, as I only really listen to them while I'm cleaning or tidying, so it'll probably be a little while until I finish this one, but I couldn't recommend it enough so far. And the final book I've been reading this week is actually one I started today, and it's The Abundance by Amit Majmudar. This is my latest read for the Shelterbox Book Club, which is a virtual charity book club that I'm a part of. This book is about an Indian family living in the US who come together to support their ill mother. It's about family, the immigrant experience, and connecting to your culture. As I said, I've only just started this one, but I'm really liking the writing style so far. It feels very conversational and easy to read. It reminds me quite a lot of Sandwich by Catherine Newman, if any of you have read that book, but I'm enjoying it so far. I have high hopes for it. And that's everything I've been reading this week, a little bit of a mixed bag. As I am in a little bit of a slump, I'm not forcing myself to read, but I am trying to read at least a couple of pages a day. But I'd love to know what you've been reading over the last week, and I hope you've all enjoyed your bank holiday weekend.